Okay, trail marker 3, we're going to insert, select, replace, and delete text. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to reposition the insertion point using the I-beam pointer and key the missing text. Okay, so my word window is activated. You can see that my cursor is now an I-beam pointer, and you can see that the insertion point is at the end of invaders. Move the I-beam pointer until it's exactly at the end of the number 6,000 in the first sentence. I'm actually going to turn off my formatting marks right now. All right. So I inserted my insertion point right after it. I'm going to tap the space bar and type in KM. Click Save, and there we go. So 6,000 kilometers. All right. I'm going to reposition the insertion point using the arrow keys now and correct the words to, be, and Huandi. So I'm going to tap down and to the right until the insertion point is exactly between the letters 2 and 2, or the 0, 0 and 2. I need to zoom out now. Okay. All right, there we go. And I'm going to tap the backspace to remove the extra O. Alrighty, moving on. Now I'm going to use the down and left arrow keys to move the insertion point between the two E's in the word be. Alright, and I am going to tap the delete key to remove one of the E's. I'll click the save button. Alright. Now we're going to work on selecting text. And selecting text is so important in Microsoft Word. And actually it's important in Microsoft Word and in Microsoft Excel. Okay? So we really have to pay attention to what's going on here. Alright. Kind of zoom out a little bit so I can see my paper because that's important. Okay. We're going to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 areas of text. Or 9 areas of selecting text. The first one we're going to do is we're going to select a word and the space following that word. And you do that by just double clicking the word. There you go. Double click the word. You can go ahead and pause that and try it now. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right. Now, if we want to select a single line, so not a sentence but a line, we're going to move the mouse pointer or the cursor to the area to the left of a sentence. You can see now that my cursor is now changed from the I-beam to a slanted arrow. This is a selecting arrow. Whatever line I select, it will select that entire line. All right, be careful. I'm not talking about, so I'm not dragging and dropping. I'm just selecting one line. All right. Now, if I want to select a complete paragraph, I'm going to move my I-beam pointer into the paragraph and triple click. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. All right. If you should have everything deselected. Okay. Now I'm going to select from the insertion point to the end of the document. So I just put my insertion point just randomly in there. I'm going to tap or hold down Control, Shift, and the END button. The end. END. You can see it selects everywhere from my insertion point to the end. In contrast, if I want to select everything from my insertion point to the top of the document, I'm going to tap or hold down Control, Shift, and Home. Control, Shift, End, Control, Shift, Home. Makes sense. Okay. Go ahead and try that. Next, I'm going to select a large area of text. And I'm going to move the insertion point to the beginning of whatever it is I want to select. So let's say I want to select that. Hold down the Shift key and click wherever I want it to end. There it is. Let's say I want it to end down here, or even here, or here, or here. So shift, holding down the shift and selecting with the mouse will select whatever you want from the insertion point to the end. Why might that be important? Let's say that I need to bold something or increase the font size. Okay. All right. Now we're going to learn to select non-adjacent characters, words, or phrases. So non-adjacent means words that aren't next to each other. So let's say I want to select all of the instances of the word wall. I'm going to hold down the control key. So I selected the first one. I'm going to hold down the control key. Now everywhere I see the word wall, I'm going to select it. And you can see how it holds all the other ones. Why might that be important? Well, I say I want to bold all those, or I want to italicize them. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and get this going here. So you need to double click the word yellow in the first sentence of the first body paragraph. And so now yellow selected, I'm going to replace it with Yalu. That's really the name of the river. All right, go ahead and do that. Next, I'm going to drag the I-beam pointer over to the duplicate word over in the first sentence of the third body paragraph. So there's two overs here. I'm going to drag across a bit. I'm not a big fan of dragging, but that's what it wants us to do. I'm going to tap the delete key. Now that over is gone. All right. We're going to reposition the insertion point at the top of the document and then save it. First thing you need to do, go ahead and tap Control and END. Moves the insertion point to the end of the document. Tap the Enter key twice. You can see now it's entered 2 paragraphs. Under the Insert tab, locate the text group. Here's the text group. Tap Control E. Yeah, we already did that. All right. Under the Insert tab, locate the text group. Click the Date and Time button. All right. There we go. Date and time. Third date format. There we go. Click OK. Tap Enter. All right. We're going to reposition insertion point at the top of the document. We're going to do that by tapping Control and Home. We're going to save it up.